Now it's going live. Okay, now it went live. Sorry about that, guys. It went live, but then said I couldn't have chat. So I decided I didn't want to run it that way. I don't know who can see this. I don't know what's going on. This happens occasionally. More than occasionally. If you read Ellie Down Under today, she wrote a whole thing about how hard it is to get all of her videos up. We're here.
So is it a YouTube thing or is it a
I don't know if some
Windows
mechanism.
11?
I don't think it was Razer. I think it was YouTube. That's what I'm feeding to YouTube.
Okay.
They're here. Sharon, yay, guys. I'm sorry I'm late, but when I went up to go live, it said we had a problem. And then what the problem ended up was there was no chat, which doesn't really help Dr. Maggie. I want everyone to meet Dr. Maggie Dolittle, pet psychic. Good, you can see and hear me. We've also had the thing where people couldn't hear me. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Carolyn. Good afternoon to everyone. We're going to give it a minute to let people get in. We've got 11 so far. We got several questions on the for Dr. Maggie, and Maria V is here. She had one of the questions. And Cartomancy from Mesquite. I saw you were over helping Andrea celebrate her Liberation Day. I was over there too. I was listening to it while I was getting ready for the show. So this is where we are and what's going on. So we've got 14. That's pretty good. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon Sipe, the woman who never sleeps, is here taking care of dragon slaying for me. And Juno's here. And thank you all for showing up. And for those of you who don't know who or what Dr. Maggie is, Dr. Maggie is actually really a PhD doctor, but not in animal psychic things, in other fields. But Maggie she'll take pet questions. If you type them in caps in the chat, then we can see them and answer them. But we did get 4 questions. But before we get to the questions, to give people time to get in, because they're coming in pretty regularly now. I got a new deck and I really love it, and I put the information about the decks I'm going to show you today in the comments. And this is it's hard to see because of the lighting. The Secret of Language of Color. The Secret Language of Color. And today I pulled Brown. And Brown is for establishing boundaries. Brown is the color of earthiness, direct conduit to nature, to animal wisdom. And I didn't pull this by reading that. I just found that when I pulled it. I thought, okay. And the universal wisdom that creates healthy boundaries and attains a balanced perspective. Connect with nature's healing properties to revive. And they say, in this case, go out and touch the ground and go out and enjoy the world. And today that would be pleasant where I live, because it's going to be in the 70s today. It was in the 50s yesterday. It's going to be in the 80s tomorrow. And then to finish the weather report, it's going into the 30s on Saturday. So welcome to where I live. Hi, Skywalking. And you're getting lots of highs to Dr. Maggie, so you can say hi back, please.
Hey, maybe I'm not seeing the messages.
Chat, can you open up the chat?
I did.
Okay, it may not. I don't know how chat goes from my place to your place, but
Okay.
okay. Rose quartz. So I guess I'm going to translate their questions.
Okay.
Ah, someone's mucking the stall of their mini horses. They're listening to us. Okay, the stone of today is rose quartz, and the rose quartz deepens self-love, opens your heart, bringing you unconditional love, enhances compassion, gentleness, and nurturing of the soul, brings self-fulfillment and inner peace, supports those going through troubling times. So that's the stone we have today, and that also goes to, I think animals help us do all that. So now we got the color of the day out of the way, the stone of the day out of the way. We have enough people, and I've seen some of the people. Someone else is looking for astrology books today in 2 directs. two tarot decks that she thinks are long lost. Well, pray to Archangel Radkiel. He can jog your memory. Okay, you ready for some questions, Dr. Maggie?
Sure.
Okay. Maria V. She has a parakeet named Pip. Pip's been losing feathers, been nipping at the owner instead of giving her loving little kisses. She's actually sort of been biting her. She's getting older, and it's the first bird she's ever had, so she wants to know if this is signs of aging or what.
How old is the bird?
Can Marie, I know you're in here. Can you type in how old the bird is? And I'll get that to Maggie. And otherwise we can talk about other things might be. I don't see. I saw her come in right at the beginning. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's doing something else instead of watching us. But kind of go through the main things. I think
Well,
if she's telling us she's old, it must be getting close to that time where vets say, this is an old bird, you know.
right. I forget how long. I've had finches, actually. Excuse me, not so much parakeets.
Oh, she's about 12. The parakeet's about 12.
Okay. And the normal parakeets, well, don't live, well, it says here 5 to 8 years.
Yeah, an old bird.
Unless it's a monk parakeet, then it can go up to 20 years, but okay. So she wants to know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, she just wants to know if she's getting old or if she's messed up her diet, especially the losing feathers part.
Let's try diet first.
Okay.
Diet. It's kind of a yes and no for diet.
Okay.
So, I mean, old birds are going to have more greater nutritional needs than, well, actually young birds do too, but has she, I guess the question is, has she ever taken it to a vet and had it checked out?
She's not, she can't get right back to me, but what if it's not nutrition? Don't birds need a certain amount of sunlight and stuff?
Yes, yes. Birds are just like us. We need our vitamin D. Mm-hmm. And it depends too how they're losing feathers. If they lose it in a bunch or just all over, or in one spot or all over, that can be, birds can kind of pick at themselves sometimes. All right, so we're going to ask for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay, so it's probably diet and age.
Yeah. But the thing is, I did another poll on this, and I think there's a way that you could help the bird through this period if you can get it the right supplementation and everything.
Okay.
I mean, the question I asked is there something that she could do to help the bird in this transition period?
Okay.
So.
Okay, I hope that helps. I think those are probably things you thought about, but now you've got confirmation from other people to look at it. Irene V she wants to know if her fur babies are visiting her. Are they coming from the other side? And I don't know why she needs comforting. Oh, Marie V also says it's getting super cold out and she can't put her out much near the nice window. Normally she molts but this behavior is off of her normal cycle. So it's
Oh, okay.
probably as much age as anything. That's kind of the feeling I got. But
But I think I haven't had birds for a while, but I think birds need certain nutritional help during their molting period. And if their cycle is off because of that.
yeah, I've never had a bird. The only bird I had was a blue jay baby bird, blue jay chick that fell out of the tree, and I had to keep it for 2 days because it was a weekend and there was no vet to get it to. We have vet rescues here who would take it, and I had to keep it alive in a styrofoam ice chest with a cage on top because I had 2 cats at the time, and we nicknamed the bird Sushi.
That's really mean.
Well, if it had gotten out, it would have been Sushi.
Okay, so let's do the fur baby.
Let's do Irene's fur babies.
Yes, very definitely yes.
Good.
And is one of her recent fur, some of the cards I've got is the King of Cups. So would that be a large older dog?
That's a question from Irene. So if you see a larger male dog.
And then there's the Three of Cups, which has the 3 women. So I don't know if there are any animals in threes. But yes, I know when I was, I'd moved a block and my cats were not happy. And one night they got out. Ralph went back to the old place and my other cat hid out. And by the time, and she wouldn't come. And by the time I got her back in, she was diabetic. She was really off. And I had to put her to sleep. And I'd had her for about 14, 15 years. And one night I was sitting there thinking about her and something brushed up against the leg of my pants. And I was holding the only other cat in the house. So It was definitely her. But I think they do. They come back and comfort us. And if you go by what a lot of people say, they're in our soul group and they keep coming back time after time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope that helps Irene understand. A question from someone named Gail. What is the best dry dog food or cat food, or cat food, if you know?
I'm going to have to look that one up. I know there's a lot of problems with a lot of them because
That's why she asked, is she'd seen a show where they really were tearing a lot of them apart and saying
your dog couldn't eat soybeans,
corn,
right?
Corn and soy, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
I had a Sheltie and she really started losing her fur, and when I took her to the vet, she said, oh, they put so much soy in her food and that's not what she needs. So we had to give her like real meat food, not to gag all the vegetarians out there, but dogs aren't supposed to eat soy.
Yeah. There are a lot of fresh dog foods, though, that are made with good ingredients that you can buy, well, fresh or frozen. But I don't know the exact like one that people talk about is the farmer's dog.
Mm-hmm. It's made here in Texas.
Oh, okay. But the problem is when you listen to different people, a lot of them say different things. But I think reading the ingredients is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, and if you can, put a little more oil and stuff on it, because part of being dry food is that it's dry. And I know they've done a lot. Which one's this one, Louis?
No, this is Wind Dancer.
Oh, okay.
Wind dancer's actually, you can't tell in this light, but she's brown.
Oh, okay. Is she one of the ones from the Snowopolis?
No, no, I can't believe this. I have in my guest bedroom two cats, one of whom is very grumpy and in early stage of kidney failure.
Oh,
So they get special food. Well, Storm has decided he really likes that special food. So every chance he gets, he runs in and gobbles up kidney health food. Our urinary tract health food.
yes.
It's like, okay.
In case you're wondering, Margaret boards cats while they're on their way to adoption. So that's why you're going to see a whole lot of different cats go by her. They're not all her cats.
Yes.
Some are. He is. So a lot of the cats you see that look absolutely charming and adorable, if you're somewhere in North Texas, they're available for adoption.
Yep.
I just got someone who said that her dog also had to not have any soy corn or any grain in its food. And somebody else commented to Irene, to Maria V, your bird may be stressed. Just keep her as warm and comfortable as you can, because the cold they don't like either.
Yeah, that is true. Mm-hmm. It could just be a stress thing.
Okay. And I got another question online. This is the last one, so if other people want to ask Dr. Maggie stuff, jump in, but type it in caps. A cactus wants to know, she has a min pin named Zoe. What does she need to know about the min pin named Zoe?
Okay. I'm going to try this and see how it goes. I'm assuming then that I do have permission to
go talk to Zoe, yeah.
Yes, to go talk to Zoe. So you'll just have to give me a minute here.
And another comment, if you're not reading the comments from Marie V, is she said that all of her pets have lived to be extraordinarily old. That's why so that doesn't amaze her. And somebody else who had a Sheltie Border Collie mix. Wow, that's a lot of energy. My Sheltie started getting sick at 11 years of age and didn't make it to 12. There's a thing with Shelties and Collies and they told me they get this heart thing, and that's why they don't hear about them losing their sight or wandering around not hearing stuff. What they do is, are you frozen, Margaret?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Is that their heart swells up, and that's why they just die. I mean, they don't have long debilitating diseases unless something gets in their joints. Okay. Prince Charming's mom, go check your status with my channel. YouTube went through and they took a lot of names off. And we went and questioned it, and all of a sudden a bunch more popped back on. Then my number went back up. But go check your subscription, and if you do seem to be subscribed properly, unsubscribe and then resubscribe. Sometimes that jolts them. I mean, it's a YouTube problem. Yes, Maggie, do you have an answer?
Oh, sorry, I have someone. I know.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I think Wind Dancer wants to see what's happening. Mm-hmm. Come on. And then I have Kay Bailey.
That's Kay Bailey. She was found at the convention center here in Dallas, which is called the Kay Bailey Convention Center. Yes, she was a senator for the state of Texas. She's a sweetie, but she needs to go by 2 so he can read cards or do what we're doing.
I just see a real excited min pin. And I think she just wants to spend more time with you. Like walking and doing things. I don't know if that's off or it's a little hard since we just can't sit here and be quiet for 5 minutes. But I think she wants to spend more time with you and go on walks and just do things with you.
Yeah, you didn't see it, Margaret, but the sun came out behind you and it blinded out your house like you were having an angelic visitation. Just want to let folks know, I know that room that she's in, and when the sun comes out from behind the clouds at certain times of the day, it's blindingly bright in Margaret's house.
Yeah.
And okay, maybe if you want to know more deeply than that, you've had stories where people didn't really know how much they really needed to talk to their animals, and the animals get very.
Yeah, I had one very nice woman who was divorced. Their family had always had a dog, so she got a dog, and she just didn't quite understand why they weren't relating together well. And she said, well, I get up and I go in the kitchen and the dog watches me. And I said, well, are you talking to the dog while you walk to the kitchen? And she said, talking to the dog? And I said, yeah, you should talk to your dog. So she started talking more to her animal, and it went much better. But I guess because she had come from a family with kids and everything else, she had never just thought about talking to her animal.
Animal had a lot of stimulation. Cactus said you hit it right on the head. The dog loves to go walking and gets very barky when she doesn't get out more. So that's what's going on with Zoe.
Well, I had a Rottweiler for almost 13 years who she lived for her walks. And that's how I knew it was time to put her to sleep, was when she couldn't get up for her walks.
Yeah.
Sorry, it makes me sad to think about it.
Yeah.
But.
And she also said the dog's extremely protective and tries to protect her from everything that's out in the real world. So she barks at flower pots and other people and critters. And well, that's good. I mean, so she's doing what she's supposed to do. I mean, dogs are supposed to protect you.
Yep. She just doesn't understand that flower pots are not going to eat you.
That's true.
Or when I was riding horses, horse eating trash cans. So, but no, there's it, and it's not anything bad or wrong. It's just people, if they weren't raised with animals, and they just have them with a big family and lots of people there, they don't realize how much that animal comes when it's just the two of you to really rely on you. And that's why we tell some people, if they work a lot, to adopt 2 cats together. So at least they have each other to, wind dancers making wind.
Running around dancing, huh?
Yeah, they're running around and they have a good time. So at least then they have each other. There's a fellow coming today to pick up 2 from the How to Train Your Dragon litter. So.
We're getting comments on other people. One woman says she's talked to her cats so much that her late husband, who wore hearing aids, said he didn't know whether he was talking to her or the cats, to him or the cats. So. And okay, other things while you guys come up with other questions from Dr. Maggie. Then I'm going to ask her how she works so that you can figure out how to set up an appointment with her. Right now I'm running a thing with Jeffrey Ripe Color. It's great fun. We're doing daily duos. He reads the cards, I read the garden, and we kind of give you a summary of the vibes of that day. We've gotten really good feedback on it. I'm really excited about it. The other show I did, and I meant to put the link on the bottom, and I didn't find it in time, but this week on Celtic Sheila Tarot, she and I talked about high and low vibrations and how there's actually a physiologic way they can track whether you're high or low vibration. It's about serotonin and dopamine, but it's about how people that get trapped in the low vibrations, they get trapped into cults and other behavior like that because it feeds that brain chemical that they begin to become addicted to by being part of it. And it was triggered off by it was triggered off by my commenting to her about a look at QAnon, because we have a bunch of them in Dallas. They keep going to Dealey Plaza. Before they went, I could have told them Kennedy's not going to show up in Dealey Plaza. He did
Not
once.
108 or something.
Yeah, and well, plus, he showed up there once. Why would you do that again?
Yeah.
And they're there, and they're acting wacky, and they're in our hometown, and then they bothered to impose themselves on our Christmas parade. But there are family members now looking for QAnon people they know are supposed to be in Dallas, but they can't get in touch with the family members, and that's what triggered us off into looking into cults. And Rachel Maddow actually did a show on the woman who's missing, who also withdrew $200,000 from her bank account. So now we know these folks are for entertainment purposes only, but someone's got her money and someone's got meditation, helping others, being of service, all of which help people raise their mental vibrations. Go over and see it. It's a good show, and Sheila did a beautiful job of finding other materials and editing it in, so you just didn't have to listen to me drone on and on about it. Prince Charming's mom. Prince has been trying to tell me something. I usually can figure out what's going on with him, but right now I'm stumped. So can you look at Prince Charming? That's her dog.
Oh, okay. I'll give that a go.
And that is actually her handle on YouTube, is Prince
Oh,
Charming's mom.
okay. Yeah, because I'm not getting any.
No, you won't. It's on. You'd have to have your phone on and look at the chat on my channel. Okay, Margaret. Are you going to look for Prince Charming's mom?
Yes.
Would you look and see what's going on with Prince Charming? That's her dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm just.
Oh,
pulling
okay.
it.
I didn't. I would find it very hard to read with a cat on my lap, but that's me. We all do it differently.
Does Prince Charming go for walks?
Does Prince Charming go for walks? Prince Charming mom's pretty good on the keyboard, so we ought to get an answer.
I get the feeling like I live in a cat world. I get the feeling like the schedule has changed or something, and he's not going, or the weather's changed and he's not going out and about as much as he was. I'm not trying to make this all about walks, but
It's a big part of their lives.
I know. I found more dogs walking my Rottweiler than you could shake a stick at. They'd follow us home.
Oh. Someone else has a cat question. Well, it's not a question. She said her cat's sitting right by the computer listening to all this, giving her the evil eye because she's put the cat on a diet.
Oh. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. I mean, my cats live for their treats.
Okay, Prince Charming mom says, yeah, he's terrible about going out walking right now because it's snowing. You hit it right on, Margaret.
Yeah, it just seems like he was frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to go out there. And he wasn't going out there. Now I just have to work a little bit more on healing and I'll have it made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think they're as cranky at change of seasons as we are. I don't like doing that either. Okay, here's one. It's a turtle question, Margaret. My daughter got a turtle 2 years ago. My daughter is 9. The daughter is 9, not the turtle. So anyway, so this woman's got a turtle. I don't know if that's a question. I don't understand that. Could you just throw on Jen T's daughter's turtle? That'll solve it.
Is it doing okay?
Hmm?
Is it doing okay?
She doesn't
That's
say
what I
it's
should ask.
unwell. She's not asking for any specific problems. She's just saying her daughter's 9 and has a turtle. Maybe she wants to know how long the turtle's going to last, because I know my mother always used to give all the turtles we brought home the evil eye.
Well, I will tell you that, see, all these people I know, one of my good friends when I was in graduate school had 2 turtles, and one lived probably close to 20 years. One and one was like the little red slider one that you would get as a kid, and the other one was slightly different, but they lived a long time. They can.
Yeah,
If
Sean was always bringing them home. He used to go to Turtle Creek and really find turtles. That's almost a joke in Dallas because there's nothing down there but the creek.
Well, at the community college I teach at, there are turtles in the ponds there
Okay.
with moss on them. Okay. Listen to me.
Okay, and after that we've got a lost kitty question, and I think I know what the answer is. And then you can tell them your barn owl story.
Barn owl.
The one that you think got your cat.
Oh, it wasn't a barn owl.
What was it?
Probably a bard.
Oh, barred.
B-A-R-R-E-D.
Okay.
Or a great horned owl. Sorry. Let's see how the turtle is doing. Well, according to this, the turtle's doing great.
Well, Mom, you're probably going to have it when she moves to the dorm. Learn how to take care of the turtle. Even if
No,
the
I mean
kids...
it wasn't in the past. It was in a place it didn't like, probably a pet store or something. But now it's doing great.
Good. She likes your daughter. Okay, I've got for Teresa. I've got a kitty question. We lost our kitty last year. We suspect a coyote got it.
Well, I can tell you because I live fairly close to a creek.
And a lake, really.
Well, and a big lake, and I have seen coyotes run down my neighbor's driveway. The one where the 2 driveways are together. And they will go that way, or like you mentioned, the owl. I had cats, and I've had cats for years, and most of them were indoor outdoor because they came from out. I mean, they just literally walked in my house. So this cat, all I saw was a circle of fur on the front lawn. It was out there because I had watered the night before and it was nice and cool. And so does she want me to ask if a coyote got it?
You can ask. I think that's right, but you can ask. And then we've got a lady who finds kittens. Scroll up to a question. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something, people. I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah. It could have been a coyote or it could have been a dog. Do they have dogs running loose where they are?
No telling.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter got the turtle 2 years ago. The daughter is 9, not the turtle. Yeah, I got that. So, yes. And Margaret's saying is they can live to be 20 years. So if it's 2 years old now and 18 years, you could be the keeper of the turtle unless your daughter takes it with her. And Vivian, hi Vivian. Jane the Seeker. Jane the Seeker has one of those people that stray cats find her, or she's found boxes of kittens, which is just horrible. Everybody should get their animals fixed and neutered. And, the ones that Margaret adopts out are all neutered. They have an arrangement with the vet that does that. If we didn't answer your question, Jen T, okay. Oh, the turtle's happy. Yeah, he likes where he is now. He didn't like it before. The woman with the missing kitten lives in Simi Valley, California. You know where that is, Margaret, because Margaret's from California.
Yeah.
But she said they don't really have a lot of loose dogs. So if you've had coyote problems, that's... We live in the middle of a city in Dallas, and they come, and things get eaten here.
Yes.
Disappear.
And it's not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll tell your one viewer, there used to be a stray cat in my neighborhood where I used to live, and I would feed her some, but she pretty much did her own thing. Wouldn't let me too near her, I couldn't touch. And one day it was before a big ice storm that we lost power for several days. This is when I lived in the duplex, and this cat came up to me and started meowing, like really insistently. And I said, "What do you want?" And she kept meowing. I said, "You want to come inside?" And I opened the door, and she came inside my house, stayed in my house during the ice storm, and then left after. I mean, it was like, okay.
Animals are wonderful things.
Yes.
Yes, hawks can get cats too. We have hawks here.
Yeah, hawks, owls.
Okay. Why? Oh, okay. Juno has 2 Shelties, Sheltie Border Collie mixes, and her sister and she are just not getting along. They used to be very companionable. So I do a reading on who's bugging who.
Okay, and what are their names?
Her one is just a Sheltie, and the other one is a Catahoula. That's not a breed of dog that I know of.
Yes, it is.
Okay, one's a Sheltie and one's a Catahoula. So you're gonna have to go by breed, not name.
Okay. Catahoula is a lot bigger.
Well, it's a Keltie Border Collie crossbreed, so it could have taken off after the Border Collie. Who knows?
Well, let me just start by doing this.
And we have one of our people who lives in Mesquite who's on the chat, and she's right. She and I've talked. There are hawks over in Mesquite. I've seen them.
Well, we've got a pair of eagles nesting at White Rock Lake.
Good.
Bald eagles.
Oh, really? Bald ones? Cool. And for those of you who live in other parts of the country who think, oh, but it's a big lake. No, you can walk around White Rock Lake. It's not that big a lake. It's a big lake for here.
Okay. Has something changed in their environment? I'm getting that something has changed in the environment, or something that in their schedule or what they do is different. And that's what's causing the problem. Does that make sense?
I'm waiting for a response.
Okay.
Juno?
Appstash is having a great time with the box and a toy. here, baby.
Jane the Seeker's had both of her cats fixed, and she's very sensitive to having that done, and that's important. I'm not getting a response back from Juno, but I think we will. Okay.
Because I asked if it was
Okay.
something.
I moved about 6 months ago, and they are no longer have the large yard to play in.
Okay. Because I just got that it was their environment that had changed, and they were not. I mean, that's the question I asked. Had something changed in their environment that's making them unhappy?
Yes.
And that would be it.
That'd do it.
I don't know if she could take them on nice long walks or do something. I mean, I used to know all the neighbors when I walked my dog.
Yeah.
Now I hardly know anyone. I mean, I know people, but not the way I used to know people when I had a dog and walked her.
Okay, we've been up about 45 minutes. Does anybody have a pressing pet question? We can take care of it. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of wrap the show up. I'm going to talk a little bit about something about animals in our lives. Animals and people who are close to animals, they tend to be close to the elementals in the spirit world, and that's the fairies. So to close the show, I thought I'd pull a card from this beautiful deck that was given to me by a friend of mine who lived in California at one time and talks a lot about pets. Can you imagine who it is? But it's the gentle wisdom of the fairy realm, and I pull prosperity. Time is one of our greatest aspects. The key to prosperity is to use your time wisely. Cultivate what's important to you. Prosperity is not just financial. It is a personal fullness, a satisfaction with taking everything to its best possibility. So, and that's a deck I really, really like. And I want to thank Margaret from Doom. Oh, Juno can't walk them due to her own leg issue. And there are no dog parks where she is. So you have to find another way to distract them.
Or I wonder if there's a way to hire someone to walk them. I don't know how pricey that would be.
Yeah,
a dog walker.
I know where Juno lives, and that's always an issue. Maybe I had a Sheltie, and she's a perfect dog, and it's the only dog I ever had. I am like so out of my depth in looking at this when you're talking about that kind of stuff. But maybe find another way to distract the two of them, or give them some new toys. They do have a small yard. Go toss a ball for them in the small yard.
Right, but in the yard, is there stuff for them to do?
Yeah, she can't afford a walker, which would be kind of my answer to Juno. So Margaret's other thing is to make sure that there's engaging toys, or for them to distract themselves.
Because even if they like to chase a ball, you could maybe sit outside and throw a ball for them or something.
Anyway, I'm going to close it down now. I want to thank everyone for showing up. I put in the notes below how to reach Dr. Maggie if you want a longer personal reading. Oh, someone just suggested to Juno, if you have stairs in your house, to throw the balls up and down the stairs and make them scramble. Make them use their body.
Good. That's a good idea.
And Juno says, I just think he's a grumpy old man. And thanks for our input. I was married to one of those. And thank you for everyone who showed up. We've had 30-some viewers. Thank you for the people who put questions in, because otherwise we just have to kind of vamp. Dr. Maggie is available for consultations. Her email's there. You can find her. Zoe and I thank you that she's going to pay more attention to her. That's the first question we had.
Oh, yes.
That's the one about fur babies. Is that fur babies? No. Where'd Zoe go? Zoe's a min pin.
A min pin.
Well,
no, I just saw her jumping up and down and.
Yeah, well, that's when I think of a min pin, I see something going up and down. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the people who are moderators. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you have a friend who wants to know, says, gee, I wish I knew someone who could help me with my pet, share the show and say, here's somebody you can contact, and all the information will be there. And now I know that Prince Charming just is not an inflated description of her child. Prince Charming is her dog. Things we learn. And I will be back, Tuesday. I will be back on Tuesday the 14th at 1 with Kathy McConnell, who is a distance healer that I've actually used. She helped me with my breathing and starting about a year ago. And she's going to talk about her transition into how to become a healer, be an energy healer in the kind of world we live in now. And I think she's a fascinating lady, and I hope you'll come and listen to what she says, and I will frame some questions for her. And she's written a book about her transition from being a Reiki master and other kinds of energy healer to what she does now. So that's Tuesday. I'll be back. And thank you, Dr. Maggie, for showing up and being here.
For inviting me.
Okay.